Hey there, gardeners. You are watching Country Garden Girl, and I am Bobby. And I wanted to come on here for a few moments and show you, or talk with you and show you about the spring flowering bulbs that I planted up in containers last fall. I planted tulips and daffodils and hyacinths. I had some successes and I had some failures. The hyacinths were complete failures. None of them came up, so I think they got maybe too much moisture. But I had a few successes, so I wanted to talk with you and show you those, maybe give you some ideas when it comes time this coming fall to plant the to plant our bulbs for the following spring. Maybe you would could have some ideas. So here we go. Let's turn the camera around and we'll take a look. Here's a clay pot that I planted up with a nice mixture of tulips. And I'm going to say that's about a 14-inch pot, perhaps. And in my opinion, and what I've found, the larger the container, the better for planting up your spring bulbs in a container. I placed about 5 inches of soil in the bottom of the pot. Then I put the tulip bulbs in, pointy side up. I filled the container with soil, and you can see it's like right up to the rim there. It's actually shrunk a little bit. Then I placed about an inch of shredded mulch on the top just for protection. I took the mulch off once I saw the little bulbs emerging. So I got a butterfly coming right past me. But anyway, this one is a success. It's all right. Let's walk over here, and there's nothing fancy around this farm, so it is a working farm. So, we don't have fancy around here, but this is another container of daffodils that I planted. As you can see, it's a larger container. So it is actually plastic, but it worked well. I am in the zone 6B in the Blue Ridge Mountains of Virginia, and these containers stayed out the entire winter. So, but they did fine. I did not give them any kind of protection other than the mulch on the top of the containers, which I removed. Here are some of my failures, and I just kind of put these here. But these are smaller containers, and I had, four blooms, but they just didn't do well in the smaller containers. You can see some bulbs there that are doing nothing. They just are like at a standstill, and they've been that way for a long time. So I think the larger the container, the better. This is in the front of my greenhouse, and it's really bright here right now. It was overcast. All of a sudden it turned bright. This is a larger container, again a plastic container, but this is a mixture of tulips. Did very well. Now I'm going to walk you around to the back of my greenhouse, and you can see these are containers that I had planted up last year, the same bulbs, the exact same bulbs from last year. But you see how weak the tulips are. They're just small, and just because this is their second year, the daffodils have already done their thing. They're just about spent, and they need to be deadheaded. But the tulips are just on the weak side, in my opinion. So, really a year, 2 is all I really will get out of these, and that's fine. They were gorgeous last year, so I really enjoyed them. Let me take you for a quick look inside the greenhouse. Us gardeners always do this. We're doing one subject, and then all of a sudden it's like, oh, but I have to show you this. Every gardener I know is like that. These are my dahlias, that I grew from seed. And I wanted to show you how I pinched them back. Can you see here? You see that? I pinched them back, and all you do is just pinch and discard that, but you can see the new growth. Pinching back, most everything really needs a good pruning or a pinching. Almost everything really benefits from that. And then I've got some other things that are just waiting for some warmer temperatures, for warmer nighttime temperatures to go out into the garden. Some straw flowers, some snapdragons, a few more sweet peas. So there we go. But anyway, let me switch the camera back around. So that's just giving you some ideas of how I planted in containers, and my thoughts on using a little bit larger container. Again, like I said, I'm in a zone 6B. It would depend on what zone you live in and how cold it gets if you needed to give them some protection, like in a barn or a garage, unheated area, something like that. But I don't, in my zone, I really don't need to give them any winter protection. They do very well in containers here, the spring flowering bulbs. So anyway, I think that's all I wanted to say to you for now. If you would subscribe to my channel, I would so appreciate it. And you can also find me on Facebook under Country Garden Girl with Bobby Taylor. I'd love for you to join me there. All right, thanks so much for watching. Have happy gardening and have a great day.